you know CPR, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know CPR. If you've ever done CPR on a real person, raise your hand. Okay, not just the dummy, but you've actually done it on a real person. Okay, crowd got smaller. If you were successful when you did it on a real person, raise your hand. Okay, two guys. Okay, here's how it works tonight. If for any reason I fall down tonight, you guys come up. Okay, don't go. I bet this is a Lazarus story. Okay, it's not. Okay, you guys, I tell you this, I have a heart condition. Okay, this is true. I have AFib, a flutter, a flow. Okay, I have a bad heart condition. I need your help. Okay, do that. The worst part about this was I actually died in Butte, Montana 2.5 years ago. Died, flatlined. Okay, not beep, 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 but beep, that one. Okay, and the worst part about it was the week before I was at a conference with the guy who wrote the book 9 Minutes in Heaven. Have you heard of that book? Okay, and he was there. He took about 3 hours to tell us about his 9 minutes. So I think he might have been embellishing a little bit. And his experience was completely different than mine. He goes to this big room. It's filled with family members and disciples. He gets to meet Jesus. The whole time he hears this beautiful angelic choir singing. The room is filled with bright light. Then I die. My experience is completely different. It was dark. I heard Leonard Skinner playing. And I saw a picture of my mother-in-law, okay? Which is why I fought my way back twice, okay? My mother-in-law saved my life, okay? She did. I can do those jokes about my mother-in-law because I really do. I'm blessed. I have a really good mother-in-law. She has put up with me for many, many years. In fact, for the first 10 years of our marriage, I had a bumper sticker on the back of my car that said, "Caution, in case of rapture, this car will swerve as my mother-in-law takes the wheel." Okay, and she allowed that. Yeah. Some of you are having to think about that. Sorry, didn't mean to go theological. Anyway, tonight we want to have a little bit of fun. We want to laugh. That's what I want to do too. I want to talk about family a little bit. The family's funny. I'm not a joke writing comedian. I'm not a joke telling comedian. I just kind of observe life and the funny things about life. It's kind of cracking me up right now what has been happening in the news. You've seen all of these actors who are going to jail for basically bragging on their kids with money. You know what I'm saying? They're basically saying to a school, "Hey, my kid's better than this." They're giving them money. Have you heard about that? Do you guys get TV here? Let me just ask that real quick. A question. You're looking at me like, we don't have cable here in Provo, Mike. Okay. Yeah, no. So anyway, you know about this. And I'm a little bit nervous about this because, I mean, they're actually doing jail time for bragging on their kids. And we've all done that. I've got 4 kids. I've got Chapman and Coleman and the other 2. And so... But my fear is the fact that I have a bumper sticker on the back of my car that was on there when I bought it. Okay, it's not my bumper sticker, but I just left it there. And it says, "My child is an honor roll student." Now, I'm worried that one day I'm going to get pulled over. "Mr. Williams, could I see your driver's license, your registration, and your daughter's report card?" Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't have my daughter's report card with me. It's in my other pants. You know what I'm saying? And then I can just see him on the radio. "We've got a guy claiming his daughter's an honor roll student. Bring out the dog to sniff the car for educational material." Stuff like this. When you see this, you apply it to yourself. You bring it in close. You enjoy the ride. I'm kind of a large guy. Some of you probably noticed that already. I was at a church. I won't mention the name of it because Broadmoor Baptist in Shreveport, Louisiana is a great church. I was headed in the door Sunday morning. I was their speaker. I'm coming through the door. Out pops this little greeter lady, and she stuck out her hand. She said, "Hello, good morning. You're visiting with us today, ain't you?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm visiting with you this morning." She said, "You're going to have a good time. We got a guest comedian's going to be here." I said, "Well, great. I love comedians." She said, "You're the comedian, ain't you?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, you're the man of principles and Christian faith that's going to uplift us in the word today." I said, "Yes, I'll be uplifting you in Christian principles and faith real soon." And she looked me up and down. She said, "You are rather large." I said, "Yes, ma'am, I go about 297 pounds, when I'm wearing polyester, the biblical fabric." And she said, that's really large. Now, let me say this. If you happen to be a greeter in your congregation, mentioning to a visitor that they're rather large is not a good greeting technique. Let me just say that right now, okay? And she looked me up and down. She said, "Don't you know that your body is the temple of the Lord? Don't you know your body is a temple? And I said, yes, ma'am, and God's building a mega church right here is what he's doing. And see, so you gotta spin it, you gotta spin it around. You've got to enjoy that ride. That's what I want to do. Are you having a little bit of fun tonight? I know we had fun getting in here. It snowed today. I was like, I live in the Dominican Republic, okay? I don't see that often, you know? So it was like I'm shooting videos of it and sending it back home, and my kids are going, well, be careful, get out of there, Dad, you know? And so, but it is an honor to be with you guys today. I wanted to tell you the story because it's a true story. It happened, I was in Seattle, Washington, and I was taking the red-eye flight, okay? You know the red-eye flight. You get on the plane at 12:30 at night, and you fly overnight. Now, you think you're going to sleep. You go, wow, I'm going to sleep on this plane. But I have a problem. I don't know if you've been on a plane lately. If you have, you know that airline seats are FAA regulated to be 16 inches wide. That's what the requirement is now, 16 inches for a seat. Look at me, people. I'm 44 in the waist. Even if you divide for front and back, 44 don't go into 16. Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't put both cheeks down, okay? You know, I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to be able to sleep. And so I was exhausted. I finally got home to my home port, Tampa, Florida, got in my car, drove to Lakeland, Florida, where my wife and I have a little house. I was absolutely exhausted. So what did I do? I went right to bed. Went to bed, fell asleep, 8:30 in the morning, slept all the way till 12:30 at night. Now, you have to understand, I need to tell you this. I take a lot of medications, okay? I take 15 pills because of my heart condition. I take 15 pills every day. Now, if my wife were here, she would be in the back. She would put her hands up and she would say, you tell them the truth. Okay, here's the truth. I do take 15 pills every day. 3 of them were given to me by doctors. 12 were given to me by people like you around the country who said, if you'll take this, you'll get better, okay? That's the deal. I have a friend, Gordon Douglas. He gets shark cartilage tablets. Have you heard of shark cartilage? He buys them from a Canadian veterinary supply house, okay? Yeah, you think Canadian meds are cheap? Try Canadian veterinarian meds. They're much better, okay? Shark cartilage, and he sends them to me. Is the shark cartilage helping your heart? I don't know. I am swimming faster than I've ever swam before, and when I eat, my eyes roll back in my head, but unless you get the Discovery Channel, you wouldn't get that. And so, anyway, so I take that. I have 2 ladies from the essential oil companies, the 2 major essential oil. I know you're in the room. I smell thieves oil, okay? I know you're here. Okay, great ladies who make me pills. They actually get this. If you're in this, you know this. They buy empty pill capsules. They put droplets of ancient biblical oils in there. They send them to me through the mail, which I believe is a federal offense, okay? And I take them. I don't question it. I can't pronounce any of the names of the oils. In fact, the only oil name that I know is I know that both of them put 3 drops of frankincense oil. Have you heard of frankincense? Okay. I have too. My background in school, I majored in Greek and philosophy and religion, so I know a little bit about frankincense. From the Christmas story, we know gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Frankincense is an oil to prepare you for your burial. Which kind of bothers me that they're putting that in my Get Better oil. I asked my wife, I said, why do you think they're putting frankincense in my oil? She said, they're hedging their bets. I said, what do you mean by that? She said, think about it. It's kind of like the person who goes to the veterinarian who's also the taxidermist. That way, either way, you get your dog back, you know? And so that's the concept. So anyway, the story is, I had flown this red-eye flight. I fell asleep. I didn't wake up until 12:30 at night. I missed my 9 o'clock in the morning pills. I missed my 9 o'clock at night pills, and it freaked me out because I know that my heart is going to be off the chain real quick. I quietly got out of bed. I didn't want to wake up my wife. I love my wife. That's the kind of husband I am. I got out quietly, went into the kitchen, didn't even turn on the light because the light could shine into the bedroom and wake her up. I didn't want to wake her up. That's the kind of husband that I am. That's the way I roll. That's how I do it, okay? And so I opened the refrigerator door just to have enough refrigerator light to begin to take my 15 pills. Now, I'm telling you right now, you can't take 15 pills at once. I've tried. I take mine in like 3 groups of 7. And so, not a big math crowd right here. Woo, go homeschool. And so, I start taking my pills. In the taking of my pills in the semi-darkness, I look down. Apparently, I have dropped 2 pills on the floor. Now, we have young kids at our house. We believe if something falls on the floor, you have a short amount of time, a window of time in which to pick them up, and they are still considered clean. Are you with me? At our house, that's 45 minutes, okay? And so I reach down, I pick up the pills, dust them off, pop them in my mouth, swallow them down, went back, slid into bed as quietly as I could, because that's the kind of husband I am. And I'm laying there trying to get back to sleep. But I'm so tired and my body clock is off. Have you ever been so tired you can't sleep? What is the deal with that? Where's a medical person? Is there a doctor or a nurse in here? Anybody? Nobody will claim it tonight, will you? Okay, right. I don't understand this. How can you be too tired to sleep? It makes no sense. I've never been so hungry I couldn't eat, right? I've never been, I have got to pee so bad I can't pee. You know what I'm saying? I said that last night in St. Louis. An old guy shouts out, "Well, you've never had a kidney stone." And so that's what he said, okay? So, and I'm exhausted, so I'm laying there trying to go to sleep. Now, I've heard about people who count sheep, okay? You know, they count sheep. I don't know how to count sheep, never raised sheep. Again, a little bit of that religion background, and so I like to go through the books of the Bible. I like to just count them. You know what I mean? Count the books of the Bible. 1, Genesis, 2, Exodus, 3, Leviticus, 4, Numbers. You know, do all 35, 40 of them, and go through that. Not a big theological crowd either. Put that down. Okay. And go through and as I'm going through the books of the Bible there, I went quickly. I started to get indigestion. I went quickly from indigestion to an upset stomach, quickly from an upset stomach to pain. Now, when I reached pain, I realized that I should not suffer alone. Can I get a witness, man? Can I get a witness? Okay. And I turned to my wife, the love of my life. We have been married 33 years consecutively, okay? And I turned to her and I shook her arm and I said, "Baby, wake up. I'm not feeling well at all." To which my wife, the love of my life, my childhood sweetheart, opens one eye and says, "Roll over and go to sleep. You'll feel fine in the morning." Let me say, that was not the level of care I expect after 33 faithful years. And I started to get mad. I started to get angry. And I said, "Nope, not going to do it." What would Jesus do? I thought he would send her to hell right now is what he would do. She'd be gone. You know what I mean? No. I said Jesus would give her a second chance. Can I get it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay. And so I thought about this and I said, I have got to put this in a way. I've got to wake her up in a way that she can buy into having empathy for me. Now, some of you are saying, "Mike, you sound like a counselor background." No counseling background at all. But my wife was. My wife has her bachelor's degree in counseling and her master's degree in orchestral conducting. My wife is a female orchestra conductor. I know it's impressive, but talk about unemployable. There it is, okay? But I'm not bitter. It was $120,000 that one day we'll be glad we're paying for. And so, anyway, she used to wake me up at all hours of the night when she was pregnant. My wife was infatuated with our child's kicking. And she would wake me up in the middle of the night and say, "Baby, feel this." She would grab my hand and she would put it on her stomach. And she'd go, "Wait." And I would wait. And she'd go, "Okay, wait." And about 20 minutes later, she'd go, there, "Did you feel that?" And I would always go, "Oh, wow. That was amazing." But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to get kicked out of the men's club for saying this. I never felt nothing. Not a zip, zilch. But I always pretended I did. Why? Because I loved her and I loved the child, okay? I think it ought to be reciprocal. I reached over, I shook her arm. I said, "Baby, wake up. Feel my stomach. Something is kicking." To which she opens up one eye and says, "Quit whining." Out of the mouth of a Christian woman. Now I'm mad. Now I'm laying right over on my side of the bed, right there against I'm just talking to myself. I'm not whining. I know when I'm whining. I'm a man. I know how to whine. We were trained in it when we were young. I know how to whine. I'm not just going to get better in the morning. I know when I'm going to get better in the morning. I'm not going to get better. In fact, I hope I die. I hope I die to prove to you and your mother. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I got up, I got dressed, I got in my car, drove down to the emergency room. They took me right in and started scanning my body with an ultrasound machine. You know those machines that look inside you. They're asking me questions. "Mr. Williams, have you had an operation recently?" I said, "No, last operation I had was 27 years ago. Why do you ask?" And he turned the screen toward me and he moved the probe right in here. He said, "Mr. Williams, if you'd had an operation, we'd almost believe that somehow they had inadvertently, accidentally, of course, left 2 sponges in you. There are 2 sponges medical size, 6-inch medical, don't get ahead of me, you already know more than I knew at the time. 2 6-inch medical sponges in your intestinal tract. The young doctor leans over and he says, one of the sponges looks like a dinosaur, okay? Don't get ahead of me, don't get ahead of me. They do a little more scanning, then they left the room. They went out to that, you know how they have it in the emergency room? They have that island of computers out there where they go out and look up on Google to see what they think you might have. And of course, I'm on Obamacare, so I get a free second opinion from Bing. And so, anyway. When they went out there, I got out my phone, I called my wife, I woke her up for a 3rd time. I said, I'm not just whining, I'm not just going to get better in the morning. I have 2 sponges in me, 6-inch sponges in my intestinal tract, and one of the sponges looks like a dinosaur. To which my wife, the love of my life, 33 years, says to me, we went to the dollar store today. Have you ever had somebody join your conversation that had no idea what you were talking about? I said, baby, wake up. I'm at the emergency room, the ER. I am here. 3 doctors are in the room. I have a T-Rex in my intestines. I could care less where you went shopping today. She said, I'm not asleep, silly. We went to the doctor today, and your middle son, Coleman, with his dollar, bought 4 little green pills. When you throw them in water, 6 minutes later, they expand to 6-inch foam dinosaurs. He lost 2 of the pills. I said, I will call you back. I hung up the phone. I hit that button. Let me tell you, they're quicker in the emergency room than they are in the rest of the hospital. Okay. All of a sudden, the doctors come in the room. Yes, Mr. Williams. And I said, I think I might be able to tell you what might have happened. And I told them what happened at my wife, and they started laughing at me. Not just laughing, no, calling other people in other parts of the hospital to come down to the emergency room where they would rescan my body and take selfies of the picture right there. The young doctor would hold the probe right here. He'd go like this. Look, it looks like the dinosaurs are running. Okay. Finally, I said, okay, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? Do you have to pump my stomach? And the older doctor said, no, I believe the hypothesis you provided amply meets within the American Medical Association guidelines, and the pH nature of the sponge compared to the acidic value of the intestinal gases would more than likely take care of itself within a reasonable amount of time that we would feel would be associated with the problem. I had no idea what he said. He walks out of the room like I should know, right? The young doctor leans over to me. He says, Mr. Williams, you didn't understand what the doctor said at all, did you? I said, no, I didn't. He said, I see from your chart here that you're a missionary in the Dominican Republic. You work with kids down there. I said, yeah, that's what I do. He said, you probably have some type of like a theological or Christian background. I said, yes, I do. He said, I'm a Christian. He said, can I put it in religious terms for you? I said, go for it, brother. He said, Genesis chapter 4, verse 3 says, and it came to pass. Okay, that's what he said. That's what he said. Okay. That's what he Now here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do tonight. I want to get my guitar. Let me get my guitar. Hang on. We're gonna close up with this because I love doing music. I always wanted to be a singer. See, that was the thing. I always thought that my calling would be. It's a little guitar. People are looking up here right now going, whoa, he's huge. Okay, it's a little guitar. Okay. I wanted to be a singer, one of those singer-songwriters, a James Taylor, a John Mayer, an Ed Sheeran, one of those guys that sang and made girls cry, I mean, I've made girls cry before, but not for the right reasons. It just never worked out. Every time I would start to write something serious, it would come out funny. Okay, I remember my first serious song. I'm standing, and it was an epiphany. It came to me. I'm standing in front of the mirror, and I'm thinking, wow, the mirror is the window to the soul. And I'm looking at the guitar and the mirror, and I'm thinking about this, and I ended up writing a song called, Wow, My Tattoo Looked Better 50 Pounds Ago. You know what I'm saying? It changed. I thought maybe I could write a country song. Country music is hot. Country music is... Where's my country music fans? Okay, right. It's huge. It's huge, okay? And I thought, I'll write a country song, but I realized that I don't have life experience to write a country song. Good songs are written out of life experience, okay? I've never pawned a gold tooth to get beer money, okay? I've never set fire to a double-wide trailer, okay? I've never appeared on live PD shirtless, okay? I've never had to bail my mom out of prison, okay? You know what I'm saying? I can't write a country song. And I thought, well, then maybe I could go into acoustic rock, okay? I've got an acoustic guitar. I know how to rock. I thought maybe I dug deep into a relationship, because that's where great songs are written out of. Relationship, and I wrote a song to an ex-girlfriend entitled, I Finally Got Over You, But I Had to Put My Truck in Four-Wheel Drive. You know what I mean? Good song, you know. You got to get that part to it. That makes it. And then I thought, well, maybe with my background, you know, with my college education and stuff, maybe I should write sacred songs for the church, songs that can be sung. And I came so close, brother, to writing a good song. So close. I mean, just that far from being a major hit. I wrote a song years ago called Inspiring Grace, How Sweet the Sound That Saved a Wretch Like Me. It was good. It just wasn't amazing. You know what I'm saying? So close. And more recently, I wrote a song called I Can Only Envision. Take your time, folks. Some of these you'll get on the way home, okay? Oh. You guys have been great tonight. Thanks for letting me be here with you. I've written 180 comedy songs. Woo! Yeah, woo, yeah. Woo, that'll buy a Pinto wagon. Yeah. Used with rust, yeah. And last week, my first serious song. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I was at Stone Mountain. I don't know if you've ever been there. They've got a mountain there. It's made out of stone, and they got a choo-choo train that runs around, a laser light show on the weekends. Woo, party on. And my family and I were standing out there, and there is this big eagle flying across the face of this mountain. Now, I don't know about you, but do you guys have eagles here? Do you have eagles here? Where I live in Florida, we don't have any eagles. We had one. Tastes like chicken, but anyway, a lot like spotted owl, but you need a pair of those to really have a good dinner. And no, it's okay. They didn't laugh at the PETA conference last week either. It's okay. I'm fine with that. And anyway, I'm watching this beautiful eagle. My kids and I are getting pictures of it. And all of a sudden, over the top of the mountain comes this cloud system, this storm front. And all of a sudden, it was like, you know how when a storm system, you've got mountains here. When a storm system comes over, all of a sudden it felt like everything dropped about 20 degrees. And it started spitting rain. And I said, you know what? That eagle is not going to stay out in this wind and rain, kids. Get all the pictures you want right now, because that eagle's going to run. But you know what happened? That eagle did not run. That eagle took the same wind that was coming against it and used that wind to lift it up higher. And I said, whoa. My daddy used to say, that'll preach, son, okay? I don't know where you're at today. I don't know what kind of diagnosis you got this week from a doctor. I don't know what kind of Facebook post set you off. I don't know what phone call you got. We all get them. We all get them. Max Lucado put it best. He said, opportunity knocks, but tragedy kicks the door in. Isn't it true? The song's called The Eagle Song. Song to encourage you to take that which is coming against you, no matter what it is. And as the rain began to fall, I got out my little note app and just tried to put into words exactly what that eagle said to me. It goes like this. To close with a song called The Crow Song. You guys have been great. Hey, Here's my thing. Live a life that is more worthy of a statue than a tombstone. My name's Mike Williams. Thanks for letting me be here tonight. I hope you enjoyed the comedy, and if you didn't, pretend like you did and send in some tips, okay? Here's what happens when you tip. It goes to a wonderful organization that I serve, CUP's mission in the Dominican Republic. We use it to rescue little girls that are in trafficking, to feed people at a garbage dump. So it's more than just coming to me. Maybe a little bit will buy pizza for me, but it'll really help the kids. So here's your opportunity. There's some buttons down here. You saw a street performer, you gave something. I came right into your house, and I didn't steal anything. Thanks. Tip. Do it now. Jesus wants you to do it.